Extraordinary scenes were witnessed outside BJP's Lingayat strongman and former Chief Minister BS Yediyurappa's residence in his constituency in Shikaripura of the Shimoga district in Karnataka. A sea of crowd from the Banjara community converged before Mr. Yediyurappa's house, pelting stones, while some were even seen waving the saffron flag after having climbed atop a building that is adjacent to Mr. Yediyurappa's house. We're told the protest actually turned violent after posters of BS Yediyurappa and posters of Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai were burnt, forcing the police, as you can see on your screens, to resort to lathi charging the crowd. But absolutely extraordinary scenes there, visuals coming in from Karnataka. The bone of contention of the protest, we're told, has been the community opposing the Karnataka government's decision to recommend the centre to implement the Sadashiva Panel Commission's report. The report focuses on the internal reservation among scheduled castes, which suggests a proportional representation to subcastes among scheduled castes, urging the government to withdraw the recommendations. Let's go across to my colleague Srija, who joins us with the latest update. Srija, absolutely extraordinary scenes playing out outside Mr. Yediyurappa's residence. What details can you share with us currently? We're told that the police has resorted to lathi charging.
Well, that's right. In fact, this is after the protest turned violent after posters of BS Yediyurappa, the former Chief Minister of Karnataka, and also BJP's Lingayat strongman, and also Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai, the posters and effigies were burnt right outside BS Yediyurappa's house. Stones were being pelted. And also at one such instance, we went on to see where several of the people managed to climb atop a building which is adjacent to BS Yediyurappa's residence, which also belongs to him, and also waving a saffron flag. So we clearly saw how the entire crowd outnumbered the police who were stationed there. But however, when things turned really violent and ugly, we see that the police had to resort to lathi charge. And yes, they have managed to clear the crowd right outside BS Yediyurappa's residence. But also the bone of contention, like you did point out, has come up right after where the Karnataka government very recently went ahead and scrapped the 4% of the OBCs, which is reserved for the Muslims, and instead went ahead and, accommodated that 2% each to the Lingayats and Vokaliga. So this comes in the backdrop of where, especially the Banjara community, the most backward classes of the community, or the Lambanis that we're looking at, they have been protesting for a very, very long time. In fact, also they have been contesting against the Karnataka government instead of going ahead with the recommendation that they actually carry out a resurvey. So according to them, what the Banjara community says is that the commission report, which was filed by AJ Sadashiva Panel's Commission, it does go on to talk about that the commission report is one-sided. This is according to the Banjara community, and it was filed by collecting opinions from some parts of the state instead of conducting a detailed survey. In fact, the Lambanis, of course, they are the most backward classes. They continue to suffer, especially from lack of basic facilities. They are socially and also educationally backward. But this very community, what they say is that the commission allegedly proposes to remove them from the list of scheduled castes. So this is still contended at the moment, and for which we understand, since they've been trying to tell the state government not to really go ahead with these, recommendations, which they're planning to do so with the centre. We see that things got out of control where they went ahead on their own, taking law into their own hands and also pelting stones at BS Yediyurappa's residence.
Srija, as always, thank you so much for joining us with the latest details.